Welcome to Guns Gear Network. Thank you for tuning in today. Going to show you a new mounting bracket that I've come up with for your shovel and axes on your roll bar or your roof rack. So I did one video before, a couple of them, and you can look down in the section below. I'll have that information for there. But I've got an improved version. These are a little more expensive to do, but I think they're much nicer and they don't rust or anything like that. They're going to be a little more expensive than the others. The others were very popular with YouTube and some forums and stuff, but these are a little nicer in my opinion, but they are a little more expensive. Probably with the quick fist and everything, you're probably going to have close to 50 bucks in this stuff. But if you look at what's available out there, it's fairly limited and it can be pretty pricey, and I don't like some of the designs, to be honest with you. So I came up with my own. What happened was I got to thinking about this and utilizing something that I found that I've used otherwise, and I'll show you that here in a second. And I got to looking around, and sure enough, somebody had a similar idea and has already done it. I just kind of refined what they did a little bit. I kind of looked at their design, and I apologize, I don't know the guy's name or anything, but I found it on the internet, or I would tell you who he was. But anyway, I kind of revised what he did, make it a little simpler, in my opinion, and not as difficult to do the way he did it. So what I'm utilizing is these roll bar clamps for LED lights. If you follow my channel, you know that I've used these recently to create limb risers on my FJ Cruiser. And they can serve a lot of purposes. Guys, these right here, if you've got to mount something on your roof rack or anything, these little things are gold because they're cheap and they're good quality. They're heavy duty. If you look how thick that is and everything, just really nice. And they come with these rubber inserts that go inside here to fit. This one particular is this brand. That's what I bought. I bought that off of eBay. And they're called Off-Road Light Horizontal Bar Clamp. And they have inserts for 1 inch, 1.5 inch, 1 1/4. I'm sorry, 1 3/4, and 2 inch. So that it'll fit, one fits all. And one thing that I may mention that I'm going to do in the future is I'm going to use these to mount a awning off the back of my FJ, because those awning brackets are crazy expensive, and something like this would work perfect. So this right here is the new bracket that I've made. Obviously it needs the top piece that I don't show. So what I did was I used aluminum bar stock. This is 1 inch wide by 1/4 inch thick is what I did. So let's look at the measurement here, and I'll show you how I came about with these measurements, because I didn't measure it like to be exact. I measured it so it would fit. So this right here is 6 1/4 inches long is how long it is. And these holes, here's how I came up with my hole pattern. So if you take this top and put it on, you have to be able to reach down in there to screw this together. So what I did was I put one up here and one here with just enough width apart to fit this bolt in. So that's how I got that length. Now, one thing I'll tell you, if you make these, if you look at this one closely, you can see a center line. And what I did was I took, even though I did one already, I went ahead and did this one with a center line also. Mark your center line, take you a punch, and punch where your holes need to be. Because if you don't, what's going to happen is, with me, I made a set before and I messed them up. The hole gets a little off to one side or the other, and it's just it's a disaster. So do it right the first time, save yourself some headaches like I did. Here's how I got the holes. So, like I said, I basically put one at the top edge and marked. This is how I marked my holes. So I marked where that hole would be. I marked where this hole would be, and this hole. And then that's how, if you look, there's marks right here. So you can barely see them, but there's one here, one there, and one there. That's where I knew how to mark my holes. Show it to you like that. And it doesn't matter how you mount it. If you want to mount it up like this, or if you've got room, you can mount it down like this and get it a little more lower profile. And so I'm going to do this in a second segment, but it's all going to be in one video. So I'll do another portion of this video tomorrow during the daylight. It's already dark here, so I'm not going to be able to show it once it's installed. But what I'm going to do on camera today is put one of these together for you and kind of show you what that looks like. So one trick to this, and as I start to install this, I'll show you real quick. So, and the size screws you use and all that, that's kind of personal preference. Everything here is either made of aluminum or stainless steel. That way I don't have to really worry about it rusting or anything like that. So there's one trick to putting these together, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So what you're going to have to do first is you're going to have to put these on to your bracket. So you're going to put that through there, and then I use 2 washers. I don't know that it's necessary, but I do. Get this one started. And so the bolts I'm using are what's called lock nuts, because they have little nylon inserts, so you don't have to worry about them backing back out. So I have one turned down like this, and I'm going to put this one turned up like that. Okay, so same thing, go through there. And some people even put washers on the back side of this rubber piece. I don't see the necessary need for that. And then let's start this one. Alright, so this is going to be a little hard to get on camera. So if I come off camera, I'll go ahead and apologize now. And then you're simply just going to screw these down tight. Don't over tighten these, because what's going to happen is you're going to start compressing, and I'll show you, if you start looking, you'll start compressing that rubber right there. Okay, so make sure this one's in the down position, that one's in the up position. So same thing, we'll go ahead and tighten this one up. And you have to make sure they're straight, because they'll want to twist on you, the rubber piece itself. Alright, so that one I got a little tight, so I'm going to back it back out just a little bit, because it doesn't need to be that tight, to be honest with you. Not with those nylon inserts and all that. So with this thing being aluminum and stainless steel, you're never going to have to worry about it rusting or anything. Alright, so I'm going to tighten this bottom one just a little more. So here was the problem with trying to build these utilizing these. Is if you see, trying to get it to where this hole is here, and then getting it to where you could actually clamp it around your bar was next to impossible. Sorry guys. So here's what I did. If you notice this right here, to keep it from being so long, because if not I'd have to extend this real long. And make it that much longer. Well, that just means it's not going to be as low profile on your roof. So to fix that, you needed to shorten it, but when you shortened it, the problem was you could not access this screw here, because back here it would have done like that. It would have done like that. So what I did was I went in here and drilled a little pocket out that would fit that. See how it just goes like that? And now I can tighten everything down. So what you're going to do now, and it doesn't matter which way you do it, as far as that goes. So I use these little Allen heads. I think these look a little nicer, a little cleaner. It's going to go through like that. I put a washer on mine just because that's aluminum and you can kind of dig into that aluminum. And then you're going to have to pull this. I have to show you something real quick. So you're going to have to push this washer in between those two, or at least I did, and then stick it in like that. And then get this same thing, nylon inserted. We can get that started. And for some reason, I don't have my Allen wrench down here. Okay, so one tool I didn't grab, but that's what it's going to basically turn out to once you tighten everything up, and it's going to look just like that when it's complete. But to me, much nicer, much cleaner look, and I think it's going to do really well. It's about as professional looking as you'll get, in my opinion. If you wanted to paint the aluminum black, you could. I chose not to do that. It's hard to get paint to stick to that aluminum. I was okay with it being silver like that. Didn't bother me at all. But anyway, guys, I'll bring you segment 2 tomorrow. Like I said, it'll be coming up here in just a few minutes as you're watching this, because it'll just be spliced in to this current video to kind of show you what the finished product looks like and how I mounted it and what it looks like mounted on my FJ. But anyway, guys, if you're looking for some generic mounting brackets for a shovel and axe or other type tools, this right here would be an excellent way to do it. But anyway, guys, appreciate you tuning in. As always, if you got any questions, post those below. Give us a thumbs up if you like our videos. Share content, it's down there. And as always, guys, like, share, and subscribe. Bring another video shortly. Have a great day.